For the first 16 years of my life, my mother led me to believe this one man was my father. At 16, a DNA test was done. He was not my father. She then told me another man was my father. I believed that for the next 22 years. At 38, I ordered another DNA test. My DNA came back. It said there was someone by the name of ES who matched me as a half-sibling. Sent messages to about 40 different girls with that name. It was my half-sister, Elizabeth. I joined a Facebook group that helped me find lost family members, leading me to find my biological father, David. When I saw this picture, I knew this was my dad. And then I found out that I had 3 sisters. I went to my mother and asked her about David. She did tell me they were together one time. David moved to a different city almost immediately after I was born. Not having a dad was really hard because that's who is supposed to protect his daughter. I grew up in rough conditions, dirty homes and barely food sometimes. I always wanted a dad helping out, providing and keeping me safe. The interactions that I've had with my biological father, David, up to this point have been very inconsistent. He'll text me every day for a month, and then I won't hear from him for 3 weeks. I'm worried that David is going to be an unreliable person in my life, and that's why I need Dr. Phil.
Okay, you've not had a good run through your childhood, right?
No, sir.
This was painful for you. A lot of this was painful.
It was. When I found him, I was so happy, but I was so angry at the same time. I wanted my sisters in my life, and now that I'm almost 40, this is the first time that we're ever meeting. I'm so scared of meeting them. I wish I would have known them my whole life. Maybe things would have been different.
Because you've been robbed of that.
I have.
Because you were told for 13 years that one man was your father.
Yes, sir.
How did you find out he wasn't?
So we didn't have much food when I lived with my mom. And I just asked her, why aren't you getting child support from him? Well, in order to do that, a DNA test has to be done. So when the DNA test came back, he was my brother's dad, but not my dad.
Okay. So then she told you, well, okay, it's not him, it's this other person.
Right.
And you were allowed to believe that for 20 years.
I was.
What do you say to yourself about this? I don't matter enough for you to find out who my father is and tell me? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I almost feel like I was a material thing in order to have a relationship with a man. That's what I feel like.
Doesn't make you feel like a priority.
It doesn't. I've never felt like a priority. I feel like I was never wanted.
And so your hope now is that you know who your father is.
Right.
And you've discovered that you have 3 sisters. One you've met just briefly. The other 2 you've never met.
I've never
You're going to meet
met
them today for the first time.
And I'm so excited.
Maybe.
Right. Right.
Because these could be bitches from hell. We always say blood is thicker than water.
Right.
But history is thicker than blood. Because relationships are based on shared experiences and history that you've all been through, either together or separately, whatever. And when you come together as adults, just because you have some shared chromosomes
Right.
doesn't mean you have a relationship. You have to be careful what you wish for.